This is God Rock. Welcome to God Rock, your weekly dose of music and motivation.
No stairway. Denied.
Crank it up. Shake the heavens.
You get to stand there and read at Sodom and Gomorrah. I had to do all the work.
What work did you do? You lit a few fires.
I rained down sulfur, man. There's a subtle difference.
You're listening to God Rock. You're listening to God Rock.
And on the phone with me this morning, we've got Melinda McGlasson. She is a local Christian artist, local to the fact that she's from Guyman, but more so than local because she's kind of been everywhere and done everything in the Christian music scene. And Melinda, how are you this morning?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Got a new song hitting the airwaves called My Deliverer, and it's off the album Heaven to Me. And kind of tell us a little bit about what you've been doing musically. Tell us a little bit about the new song and the album and whatnot that's going on.
Yeah, so the album just came out, and we're hoping that the radio side of things just came out this week. And so we won't find out until this coming Monday, which I guess is tomorrow, that we will see if it will debut as number one. And so that's the whole goal. And but anyway, the album itself, I wrote 3 of the songs on this album, and the other 2, which I guess it would be called an EP, was written by writers in Nashville that are with Word Music. And so I was honored that they allowed me to sing some of their songs.
Now, when you write your own stuff, obviously there's more of a passion to it, more of a pride to it. What inspires you to write the songs that you write for yourself as opposed to somebody else writing for you?
Yeah, so the first album that I did, which was in 2016, I wrote all 10 of those songs after being diagnosed with cancer. And so I had a real fuel in me to write songs that basically was reflecting what I was going through. I never had any idea that it would help so many other people who are going through cancers or just hardships in life. And so when I actually wrote Trust Him, I was just basically like, I was walking in my healing during that time because I've been declared cancer-free at that time, but I was watching everything that was going on around me. I was watching people going through turmoil. I would turn on the TV, which I rarely do, and I was seeing all this things happening like wars and just killings and things happening. And I thought, oh my gosh, people just need to trust Him. And so that song birthed out of there. And then the other 2 songs were just during my times of worshiping the Lord. And they just kind of came out all in one setting. And so anyway, I just think it's a heart thing. And as you walk through things, country music a lot of times talks about whining about whatever you're going through. But as Christians, when we write music, it not only comes from our heart, but it's also like our praise and adoration to Jesus, who we're worshiping, because we know that we don't have to go through all of those woes by ourselves. So that's how I write music.
What do you find to be the biggest challenge when you write music? Do you ever run into a stump where you're like, I just don't have anything, or is there always something coming to you?
Sometimes I have a writer's block. Like when they were pitching these songs from Word Records, when they were pitching those to me, I was like, oh no, I don't want to take anybody else's songs. I want to write all of them on my own. But the ones that they actually pitched to me, they actually went right hand in hand with what I sing about and what I go through. And so sometimes when I'm sitting at the piano, which where I usually write my music, sometimes I do have that writer's block, like what you're talking about. And then I have to take a moment, go away, and then I come back to the piano a little bit later and finish out the song.
So when you perform a song, the passion that goes into it, obviously something you've written, is going to have that just because it's yours. Was there a challenge to perform somebody else's music for the first time?
I performed them. I kind of debuted them pre-EP coming out in December, whenever I went out and did several shows back to back. And it wasn't, because I think the words, I could own up to those words. They also came from my heart. So that's why I thought it was a beautiful blend with people that I've never even met that just pitch me this music, and then music that I've written. So they kind of just go hand in hand so that I can own them for myself.
Now let's talk about what you've been up to. You've kind of been all over. You've been everywhere there is to go, and you still call Guyman, Oklahoma home. What's been going on in your life other than just recording right now?
Yeah, so my husband and I are the pastors at Connection Church in Guyman. And so, we just feel like people have asked me, will you move to Nashville? Will you go somewhere else? And I said, unless God just specifically picks us up and tells us to leave, we're going to stay here because we love the community of Guyman. And, our church, Connection Church, we want it to be an outreach to the region, to anybody who needs Jesus and to see him in a different light, not a religious light, but a personal connection, hence the word Connection Church. But anyway, so I just feel like that's what we've been doing mostly is growing our church and just spending time with my kids. I have 3 boys, and life is busy, and sometimes it's hard to slow down. And so the recording stuff will always be there, but I got to make sure my home is in order before I go out and minister to others.
What's the challenge like to balance that between Melinda, the mom, Melinda, the worship leader, Melinda at church, and then Melinda, the music star?
Sometimes I have to just take a reality check and go, I was their mom. I was Dallas's wife first. And I was mom and wife before the church came. I was mom and wife before the music side of things came. And guess what? I'm going to be mom and wife after all of this fade away. And so I do have to have reality checks and go, I'm hearing my song on the radio while I'm cooking dinner. And so it's just, I got to make sure that I'm investing in these boys who are growing up to be amazing men. And so I think I have to keep a reality check in front of me all the time saying, what is the right priorities here? And I think God will honor that.
What are some of your basic influences to your music? What inspired you to want to do music? Now, you've got a music degree. You've played in music for a long time. But what was your first driving inspiration to want to get into music and be a performer?
Gosh, all through high school, I knew that I wanted to go to college on a music scholarship. But back then, I actually I wanted it for more prideful side of things, I wanted people to see Melinda in the lights. And in fact, I was nominated the most likely to win a Grammy my senior year, which I think is so funny. I'm not there yet, but I'm just saying. But whenever I went through all of this struggle, and I went through cancer, and I was sick for a year and a half, it's like, I just don't care. I care about doing music, but I don't care about any of the fame that comes with it. And so I just basically, my musical inspirations would be like any type of worship, because that's where I stay. That's my vein. I love to sing worship. So Bethel worship. I love Carrie Job. I love Jesus culture. And so, I just want people to hear my music and to see me and think, if she can do it, I can do it. If she can go through cancer, then I can go through cancer. There's hope. And so I just want to be inspiration to others.
What does the future hold for Melinda? What are you going to be doing here in the near future? Do you have some concerts set up, some maybe a tour, just more back into the studio? What's the future got going for you?
Yeah, so I have something every month of this year already. We're looking already into 2020. And it's been good already that people started booking me for 2019 in November of 2018. And so just things, I do a lot of conferences, or I'll go lead worship. Sometimes it's hard to say that I do concerts, but people do have me to just come and do all of my music for 2 hours. And so it just depends, what's going on. I've had interviews where I've been on TV or radio, so I don't really know what all is going to be, forecast for the future. I'm just kind of walking it out. But I definitely, my manager is already looking at working on the next album already, and we'll work with another group, Sean Hill, who's phenomenal, and I'm just excited about what the future holds. So I don't really know, but I can tell you what I'm doing right now, and I do have things booked monthly. So if any church is listening to this, or the surrounding Panhandle area, if you want to have me, then you can go to my website, melindamcglasson.com, and book me there. But I'm booked a lot in Texas, in Kansas, and Missouri, and in the northeastern side of Oklahoma for 2018.
Now, you mentioned your website there. Where else can people learn more about you if they want to check out your music, they want to learn more about you as the motivational speaker or the worship leader or even mom? Where can they find out more?
Yeah, so I just mentioned www.melinda.McGlasson, McGlasson.com, or they can go on Facebook. Just type my name, Melinda McGlasson, into that search bar, and it'll pop right up. Make sure you like my page on there. You can find me on Instagram at Melinda McGlasson. You can find me on Twitter at Melinda Worship. And you can type it into Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, Melinda McGlasson. All my music pops up there.
Melinda, we appreciate your time this morning, and we look forward to talking to you again in the near future.
Thank you for having me.
God Rock is a presentation of Two Legit Productions and KKBS Radio, heard weekly on this station. God Rock is copyright MLS Communications. Questions, comments, concerns? Email us, godrock@kkbs.com.
You've got